Imagine you're 100 nautical miles offshore. The horizon is empty until suddenly there's a blip on the radar. That blip could be a threat or your next big opportunity. Today, I'll show you how our offshore surveillance system transforms siloed maritime sensors into a single crystal clear operational picture and massive return of investment. Here's our roadmap. I'll paint the problem, then give the solution. We'll dive into the architecture, feature highlights, technical deep dives, user experience, and critically, the business impact. Out at sea, every system, radar stations, AIS console, PTZ cameras, VHF radios, lives in its own silo. Operators juggle 4 screens, and any missed blip or blind spot risk collision, theft, or environment disaster. That fragmented workflow drives stress, slows responses, and racks up false alarms. The Offshore Cross is a software-defined platform whereby you integrate various maritime sensors. These maritime sensors could be of different make. You can have ICOM, you can have GRC, different make, and then you put it in a single cohesive solution. Also, it utilizes advanced edge controllers and cloud technology to securely deliver the real-time data. So we work more in encrypting the data so that it doesn't just get to anyone, because here we are playing with real-time video feeds, and then we are playing with communication of different hardware devices in your different companies or your different maritime vessels. So to highlight the architecture, we have, this is a maritime solution. So here we have the vessel solution and then the control room solution. So if you're looking forward to build a control room for your maritime vessels, this is actually a very good solution to achieve that. So on your vessel, we'll deploy embedded controllers that will ingest the messages. We have radar messages and AIS messages. And then these messages will actually be able to control your IP cameras and then your VHF radios. And we've also thought about a situation whereby AIS device is off. We have made a satellite solution whereby that particular location of that vessel will still keep on transmitting that information if your AIS device is off. And then your radar can now do the goal of tracking different targets. So this data streams over a secure IP-filtered Ethernet cable managed by a VLAN, where we use Starlink as for the internet to deliver internet to the device. So the enterprise scale networking for large sites, say 100 cameras, you can simply assign different IPs, private IPs on your local VLAN, and then you now give it a single public IP, and from that single public IP, you'll be able to access all those other cameras. So you can have as much as 100 cameras, 600 cameras, all monitored in a single platform. So this solution is simply a vessel to cloud and then to your console, and then you'll be able to manage all your cameras. And then we have the control room. The control room, the operator just needs to have a screen where he will now look at the different cameras, monitor the cameras. We have 4 alarms that will ring if you see a target and you want to go and you want to make a decision. The system is also smart enough to control its own cameras. So for the maritime solution, we have a radar. So the radar scans for targets, and as it sees those targets, it actually moves the camera to that particular location to identify what is actually happening. And for enterprise, we look at motion sensors, where the motion sensor picks a target, the camera moves over to that location, and then it actually monitors what is going on in that place. So surveillance best practice, we have protection of multiple assets, where the maritime, for example, the vessel carries a lot of of valuable assets. With this kind of solution, you can be at rest because you actually be watching exactly what is going on in the ocean or in the sea area. You can see it via your phone or via your system, all in a single platform. Sensors can be selected based on needs and budget. This is very important because this system can use different systems. You can use a GRC, you can use an ICOM. So if you want to manage resources, you can actually manage those resources because you are not bent on using a single product. And it doesn't just rely on one type of sensors. It offers radar analytics and performance tracking. So we have two types of tracking. We have a manual tracking, we have an automatic tracking. The automatic tracking will use sensors and then to control your cameras, while for the manual tracking, you can use your buttons to move the cameras around. So data is shared across the entire operation. And then you do not require expert radar operators to perform the solution. So what makes the system powerful? We have customizable screens, operators switch between modes, high definition radar video layout, tracking of vessels, filters unwanted targets, and supports multiple cameras, allows remote control, and centralizes data. So, how the radar system connects to our system? We have a radar display unit mounted on the vessel, and data is being processed on board. We will install a small PC to receive the different radar messages and the AIS messages. So the radar goes to the computer system on board the vessel, and then from the computer system, it sends it over to the cloud where we receive those information. And then the cloud now sends it to your console. So that's in the operator system. You can be anywhere in the world and you'll be seeing the exact target that is actually being transmitted. How the AIS data is still the same process. The AIS sends to the processor to the cloud, and then from the cloud to your console. How the radios are connected, the same process. The console sends its information to the cloud. Then from the cloud, you receive your information on your software-defined platform. The same process for the camera too. Same process for the camera. So with this solution, you have a software-defined platform whereby you monitor your own devices, you monitor your radios. You actually have the ability to hear the sound of what the radio is being like on the vessel, because the volume that the message that is being passed across, you can actually hear yourself speaking, and whatever volume you are speaking is actually what is being in the maritime vessel environment. So all that solution is what we have been able to accomplish in the offshore cross. Thank you.